What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for some more vintage cubing. Spec is quite decent. Relic is very solid. Nice card to first pick as it is colorless. Academy is quite good. Tutor is decent. I think I'm gonna pick Survival of the Fittest though. That card is just super sweet. Kind of a nice build around. And very strong if you can have things like Recurring Nightmare, Living End. I guess not Living End, Living Death, or basically any reanimation spell. Well, with Survival, you kind of want cheap mana dorks, and Tree Speaker is probably the best one mana dork possible. So we are probably just gonna pick that. Garruk is fine, but I believe this is better. If we end up black-green with some reanimative Shenanigans, Putrid Imp could be an option, but it's pretty mediocre, and Tree Speaker is good. We could also end up just playing a mono-green deck where maybe we use Survival as a value card that let us, get rid of useless mana dorks in the later game and fetch things like Razorhoof Behemoth and whatnot. In any case, Tree Speaker it is. Nothing super exciting in green here. Like, Deliverance is fine. I would probably main deck that most of the time in Vintage Cube because a lot of people are playing Artifact and very strong Artifact. And, if you don't find a target, you can cycle it. So I think this is a decent option. Not something I want to pick this highly though. Gearhulk I think is pretty mediocre. Like, mid-range creature is not really where you want to be in Vintage Cube. I think I'm just gonna pick Sotsies. I think Survival is at its best in black-green. And if we are trying to reanimate things, we can target ourselves with Sotsies. It can be a discard outlet. And in general, Sotsies is just great, especially in Vintage Cube when, people are trying to do pretty busted things. Just paying 1 mana early on to disrupt them is very solid. Okay, there's a Bayou here, which I kind of want to pick. Skinrender, Dismember are fine. CDC is decent. I think I'm just gonna pick Bayou. It might wheel, but I don't really want it, to not wheel. And again, I think these cards are replaceable, and they might wheel. I think there's actually a higher chance Skinrender wheels than Bayou wheels. However, Dismember might get picked just because you can play it in any color, basically. But we'll pick Bayou. Okay, interesting. We have two pretty nice options here in Elves of the Deep Shadow, which is just a solid mana dork, especially if you are playing black. Lets you cast things like Liliana on turn 2 potentially. Or Witness, which is, a good creature. Kind of works well with Survival to some extent. You can just discard something, get your Witness, get back something. I mean, creatures with good enter the battlefield abilities are generally nice with Survival because then you can use it as a toolbox and get things back. It is pretty close, honestly. I'm not even sure which one is more likely gonna wheel. I think both cards are pretty good in any type of green deck. I guess I'm gonna pick Witness because it's slightly more unique. Whereas there's almost 10 mana dorks in this cube, I would assume. And you only have Witness and maybe Den Protector, but Den Protector not as good and a little bit more clunky, obviously. Okay, Woodfall Primus is my favorite card to reanimate. Bar nothing. It's really my favorite card to reanimate. Like, I like that more than Terrastodon. Terrastodon is pretty good though, but Primus is just so cool, and if it dies, it just comes back. It's also great with Recurring Nightmare, if we somehow get that. There's Entomb too. Liliana could be a nice option. Hopefully it wheels. Maybe. So it's between Entomb and Primus. Yeah, it's really close. I'm gonna go with Primus though and hope to wheel Entomb or Liliana. Okay, Arbor Elf. Pretty good here. Don't think we're very interested in Kalidas at all. I'm not a big fan of Courser. It's fine, but not very exciting. Season's Pass I think is a little bit too slow and not that good. Corsair is fine, especially if you have a decent amount of 1 mana Dork and you can play it on turn 2. Thragtusk is kinda cool. Again, works well with Recurring Nightmare if we somehow get that, but if we don't end up playing Recurring Nightmare and this is just a green deck, green ram deck, this is nice to have that either in the main or in the side as an option that we can fetch with Survival. Fatal Push I think is just fine but not super exciting. Removal in general is not something I will pick very highly in Vintage Cube. Like I want to do things that are more powerful than just dealing with random creatures. Here I'm just gonna pick Ultimate Price though because I don't anticipate having a good enough mana base where I can just play Mutavault freely unless I'm really mono green, and Price is fine. Imperial Seal or Deliverance. Survival is such a strong card in the right deck that having even a tutor effect that gives you, card disadvantage basically might be worth it. Yeah, Deliverance is fine, but replaceable. We will skin render, not very surprising, but cool. Things is some more option against Burn. And Entomb Wheel. Okay, great. That's a very good news. Liliana did not wheel, but Liliana, you can play her in any base black deck that wants a Planeswalker. She's just pretty strong on just herself without any reanimation synergies. But Entomb Wheeling is just a great news for us. Because Entomb is probably one of the strongest cards in the Reanimator deck. So if it wheels, there's a decent chance it's going to be open. And even if we haven't seen any reanimation cards yet, we might just see some other later on. Because I'm pretty sure if someone was trying to reanimate things at the table, Entomb would never have wheeled. It's just, yeah, it's one of the most efficient way to cheat a creature with a reanimation spell. So Polluted Delta can fetch Bayou, but I don't think it's really a high priority here. I actually do like Caryatid a lot. It's difficult to disrupt, fixes your mana. It's also pretty good against red burn deck because they cannot kill it and it blocks a lot of their 2-power creature. It's just a great card in general. I've been very impressed with that card. Den Protector, not super appealing, especially since we already have Witness. Downfall is fine, I guess, but I think Caryatid is just the best option here. Gaia's Cradle, a good one with mana dorks. Pilgrim is decent. And I guess there's Collective Brutality, which if you are trying to reanimate stuff is really nice. I think I'm going to pick that actually. Cradle is nice and all, but I think most of the time hopefully we will not really try to hardcast stuff and generate a bunch of mana, but mostly to reanimate things. I know we don't have any reanimation spell yet, but I feel like we should get some since Entomb wheeled, and hopefully we'll, we will get some. And Brutality is just amazing. Also, it's just great in pretty much any matchup. You play against a combo or control, the duress effect is amazing. You play against an aggressive deck, -2 is great. Burn, you have the drain to life. It's just an overall great card that happens to be a discard outlet, so it's just exactly what you want here. At least if you can get some reanimation spells. Okay, well, Yulamong is really something you can reanimate. Metamorph is fine. I don't mind playing that in my deck. There's a lot of powerful artifact, creatures. It could be an option. Don't really like Demon. Garruk is fine, I guess. But I think since we are playing a survival deck, we'd rather have creatures, so I'm just going to pick Metamorph. It's also, again, nice thing we can get with a survival. It's a nice option to have around. Okay, first reanimation spell, nice. I'd be happy to wheel Abrupt Decay, maybe Traverse or Thrun, but definitely want that. Okay, Liliana. Another discard outlet, very good card. Garruk is fine, but it might just wheel. And yeah, Liliana is just better, I believe. Finn could be a decent card too in this deck. Okay, well, things are shipping. Nice that we got this Exhume. I'm pretty sure we will see, unless we are really unlucky and you know, Reanimation spell are just not getting open in pack, we should see a decent amount of them in you know, in the following packs. There's an Animate Dead here. Mirror Battlesphere would be cool. It's a, you know, it's something you can hard cast sometime. Pretty good reanimation target, but I believe we'd rather pick Animate Dead. Alright. Verdant Catacomb or Shriekmaw. Shriekmaw is actually a card I like a lot in a deck like that. First, because you can fetch it with survival. Second, because sometimes you don't end up having great reanimation target early on, and you can just go, you know, evoke your Shriekmaw, kill something, then get it back. It is not bad. We already have a Skin Render, which kind of does the same thing, and Catacomb is just great piece of fixing, so it's pretty close. I'm gonna go with the fixing because I already have a lot of playballs. But yeah, Shriekmaw would be pretty good. Shallow Grave is another card I like a lot. I don't think we want that. Imp to Torak, on the other hand, is quite strong. Downfall Wield, cool. I think I like that more than Protector. Okay, well, we almost have a complete deck here. There's a couple cards I will probably not main deck. Price is one of them. Imp to Torak is questionable. It's not bad, but we are kind of a combo deck, so we want to assemble combo pieces. And even is pretty good though. This is a discard outlet. I don't think I'll play it, but who knows. I will probably cut one of the two, if not both, you know, option against aggro, Thragtusk and Sphinx. Not a big fan of Courser here. I don't think it's... This is a value creature, and this is not a value deck. This is pretty much a combo deck, so it's not very good, I believe. Traverse should be decent. Oh, there was the... Garruk is nice. There was Abrupt Decay 2 in the pack. I should have considered that, maybe. Still believe I like Traverse more, but it is kind of close. Well, Spellskite is not bad to have as an option. So we have some really good option against Burn. This is also good against, you know, someone playing Splint Twin, maybe. Yeah, this deck is looking nice. I mean, when you almost... Like, if we put those cards, which are all very much playable, in the deck we have a complete deck, and this is only pack 2, so... When this happens, you know... It is pretty nice. I'm gonna pick Mox Emerald here. Not even close. I mean, Llanowar Elf would be decent too, but this is just better. Also, this will replace a land, basically. And at this point, I just want to make my mana base very good. I mean, this doesn't help the mana base per se, but in general, I'd rather pick some good lands that help me. And this is kind of a good land that helped me. Not really a land, but you know, you get the point. And other spell, like if I see a very good spell, I'm gonna pick it, like some more reanimation spell and whatnot. But I really don't need many more playballs. Something I would need right now is actually another reanimation target, because just a singleton Woodfall Primus is not that good. I mean, it's fine, but I'd rather have something else. Ruffle's good, can let us hardcast stuff like that, so pick it. And since we have a decent amount of double black, double green, making the mana base good is going to be really important. So I think at this point we are supposed to pick any piece of, you know, any land that fixes between black and green over pretty much everything. But really good cards like maybe Reanimate or a Terastodon, something we really need. I'm not a big fan of Sheoldred. It's fine, but it's pretty good with survival, though if you can reanimate it, then you can just put a bunch of things into your graveyard. Slime is a card I'd be happy to have as a target for my survival. I mean, I'd rather have the elf. Is it? No, it's probably a human actually. The Reclamation Sage, the 3-mana 2/1 that destroy artifact or enchantment. It would be better, I believe. Maybe we just pick Elvish Mystic. Solemn Simulacrum is not bad either. Oh, close. I'm gonna go with early acceleration, I believe. I'm not a big fan of Oracle of Moldiah. It's pretty good though. Nice thing that we can target with survival. I could use some artifact enchantment hit, but I'd rather have it be a creature so I can, get it. Lifeline Zombie could be nice for the side, but... And I guess Massacre Worm too. Pick Oracle though. Buried Alive. I think we are a little bit short on Reanimation Spell to actually have Buried Alive being good here. However, there's nothing else that's really interesting. We don't really need more cards against Burn, and Nighthawk is not even that good against Burn. You play it and they bolt it, and that's it. Portal is pretty good though. Solid grindy cards. I think it's gonna be the best option here. That's a late Force of Will. Avenger of Zendikar. Not the best thing to reanimate because you will often have not a lot of lands. It is quite strong though, and we want another big thing. Not my favorite, but I think we need to pick it nonetheless. Ooh, Grizzle Daddy? Yes, baby. Makeshift Mannequin. Maybe. I don't think we would play Rishkar. Go for the Throat, probably not, since we already are not playing Ultimate Price, so... maybe. Deathrite Shaman is awful. There's a chance we won't Maze of it in some matchup. Arena could be an option. I think I like Portal more though, and I might not even play the Portal, as we have way too many cards here. So I think we can play 15 land plus Traverse and the Mana Dorks. This is a decent card to have as an option. Into Turak is a little bit difficult to cast, so I'm not sure. Mannequin is our weakest reanimation spell. It is still pretty good, I would assume, most of the time. Arena we can cut, I think. I kind of want to keep Downfall. Like, having one removal, it's going to be my only removal with Skin Render and Collective Brutality. It's kind of nice. Also deals with Planeswalker, which is huge. So maybe we cut these and add... So it's going to be 14 land plus Mox Emerald plus Traverse. Now the question is it really worth playing Traverse over land? I'm not sure. It doesn't really look like this deck gets Delirium that easily. And I could imagine a hand with Traverse instead of a Forest and a couple Mana Dorks, and the hand would be a keep. Like imagine Swamp, Traverse, a couple 1-mana Dork, and some random things, and you have to mulligan it, and if it was a Forest you can keep it. I think we'll just cut Traverse. I don't think the upside is high enough. And now we have pretty decent curve. Deck is nice. We can, hardcast stuff, but also cheat it into the battlefield using reanimation spells and whatnot. We have some very powerful draws, a little bit of disruption. Deck would be better with little bit more reanimation spell and maybe something like Recurrent Nightmare or Living Death. But this is still pretty good. And also a nice thing is that we have a sideboard just full of things. We have very nice option against aggressive deck. We can add some more invul, some life gain. We have some decent option against also green deck. Grindy option against control-y deck. Pack Rat also decent against control. Imp to Track nice against control and combo. Imp to Track maybe we should put in the main. I'm not sure what we would be cutting. And having 2 black on turn 2 might be a little bit difficult. So I think I'll just set up for that and bring in the Im, or in matchup where I mean it's good in any matchup basically, but nah, I think we'll just go with that. Regarding the colors, I think it should be pretty even. Yeah, we have a little bit more black, but still need this amount of green for Rufflos and the 1-man elves, so we'll just make it equal. One more black because we have the Mox Emerald, which is basically a forest. And this is 7/7 plus 2 lands of both color, so 9/9 mana base. It's fine. It's not great, but it should be decent. Alright, that's the deck. Black, green, value, mid-range, survival. Seems sweet to me. We'll see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed the draft in any case. Thank you for watching and see you for round 1.